Hello and good evening and welcome back. It's Thursday in the 4th and we're diving right into headlines this evening in hopes of getting all the news that we have on the program tonight. I made a special trip to Whiskers or Wags today, the Johnson County Animal Shelter, and an even more special trip thereafter with a new friend who has a new forever home. We'll talk about that after McGoffin County Fiscal Court updates and coverage from yesterday afternoon, with a Supreme Court decision possibly pending sometime next week on behalf of the case filed on behalf of McGoffin County Judge Executive Dr. Charles Hardin to see whether or not he will be able to retain his office. He did refer to the possibility of him not being in office in yesterday's meeting, in the foreseeable future, that is. There was also a motion by the judge to give $25,000 each to the court clerk's office and the sheriff's department in McGoffin County, and to hire county employees for a 3-year term instead of 1. Business from the court included transferring $30,000 from the general fund to the jail fund, $10,000 from the general fund to the 911 fund, transferring about $182,000 from the ESCO account from the Booger Hill area to the road department fund. A motion was made by Judge Hardin to reappoint Chester Howard to the McGoffin County Water District Board for a 4-year term. Also, North McGoffin Fire Department will receive $12,500 in coal severance funds when those monies arrive. They accepted the sheriff's unmined coal settlement, 65% collected out of the $273,000 that was to be collected. They were able to take in $178,000 of that. And later, Judge Hardin made a motion to give both the McGoffin County Court Clerk's Office and the Sheriff's Office $25,000 each, in addition to their approved budget for what he referred to as unexpected expenses.
Make a motion that we provide a supplemental $25,000 to both offices.
For what?
For supplement. Both of them aren't needing money because of unanticipated expenses.
What about our, where are we standing?
I will do that as an amendment. The county attorney's office, Travis has done an excellent job in collecting delinquent property taxes. We have to amend in.
We have what?
We have
it to amend.
The money to amend in.
Okay, does this have to be done this fiscal court meeting, or can we do it at the regular one in February? After we get some more information.
If we don't do it at this one, they won't be able to have their insurance paid. Then they'll have 2 departments.
Your insurance, you're talking health insurance?
Yeah.
I have the cash.
They're both at 20-something thousand, so 25 makes, I won't treat them both the same.
This is a loan?
No.
No, it's a
This is not
supplement.
an advancement, this is a supplement. This is give it to them.
Well, mine will be coming back when
Well,
I
if you get it back, that's fine.
This is a one-time, this is for Renee.
This is a one-time.
And hers will come back in excess fees, but I still got the budget for it.
And is she pledging her excess fees to cover this
Yeah,
at the end of the
mine
year?
always
We'll be
does.
asking for it when we do the budget next time, like we did this past year.
She never has that.
Renee
You don't ever have cash.
Well, but we gave it back to you this past year, is that not right?
No.
No.
We didn't give them excess fees?
Not
We give
me,
them-
not me, you did not.
We've given excess fees one time.
Not to me.
One time.
I can bring in the minutes and show you didn't give me mine back.
No.
I always turn over excess fees.
How much
That's what we did.
20-some thousand.
You said
I turn them in twice. After my audit and before my audit's over.
any other questions?
And this is for health insurance?
Mine is for health insurance, yes.
Both of them.
It's
And we
$40,000, you would be
both
paying
the
half.
offices in January, it's hard for them to start out. They start out with 0.
I understand.
You know, where we carry over, they start out with 0.
And it's a cash flow issue.
Not, now it's not a cash flow issue, it's within the budget. The problem is that we had unintended expenses with flooring and stuff in the clerk's office, which it probably has even more volume than the sheriff's.
Are you saying that we have worked on a facility?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's whichever way you want to call it. She asked for it for her health insurance, so she'd have it to pay, but, you know, she put that flooring down in her, and she paid for that.
That was
We didn't pay for that, she
Yeah,
did.
I paid for that.
And we're talking about another $50,000.
Yep.
And this will do through the rest of the year, or we won't have to be doing this again?
Renee
I might
paid
have to,
anything.
but you guys will not have remained to be seen.
I have no money to pay off.
Yeah.
So
Adopt.
so yours is cash flow.
Yes.
Right, I understand that, I understand.
If it's a problem, I don't have to have mine. I give mine back to the court. Just take it off the table. That's fine. Continue to, we can make ours we can make ends meet.
I don't want you to have to make ends meet. We are making our bills now. I would like to hire some people to replace a few people that have quit. And if I'm here in another meeting or two, I will do that.
After some further discussion, all voted in favor of the additional $25,000 for each department. Emergency Management Director Mike Wilson was there for a request for the approval of the court to send on to the state the final 911 map. 2.5 years of work and revisions to the 911 mapping process has resulted in the near completion of the map. Based on GPS coordinates and other data, it will be sent to the state for their final approval, a project he says about 2 to 3 months from becoming final. And lastly, instead of hiring county employees at the first of the year for a year term thereafter, as has always been the case, Judge Hardin made a motion to hire the county employees for the next 3 years and to the end of this current administration.
Next item on the agenda concerns the county employees. The last time around, we hired those people for a year. We've had several leave and several of the others have stayed. I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and hire our current county employees, including the road foreman and assistant road foreman for the remainder of 3 years of this administration. I'll make that form of motion. Is there a second? Motion been made and second.
Now, is what you're saying, you just, all the positions of people that are there now are going to stay?
Yeah. We put it down for a year before. Most the ones that are left are doing the best they can do. And so my motion is to go ahead, instead of hiring year to year, hire them for the remainder of 3 years like we have in the past traditionally, and have the assistant road foreman and the road foreman do a 4-year, or finish out 4 years, which I mean add 2 years on to it. So those will be finishing up at 4 years also. Doesn't mean we can't talk, we can't get rid of them.
Right, we got administrative code for
But we
that.
have to have cause.
Right.
Motion been made, is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
We'll take a special trip to the Johnson County Animal Shelter right after this. For high-speed internet starting at 15 meg for all of your gaming, movie, home, and business solutions, or to watch TV, including your favorite local channels without a contract, with hundreds of channels and digital and HD quality, and to stay connected 24/7 with friends and family, a direct line to 911, or to give your business the link it needs, choose telephone service you know is always there. Just click on their link on this site to find out how affordable the latest technology in communications can be. Foothills Communications. Now for just simply an awe-inspiring, delightful report coming from the Johnson County Animal Shelter, Whiskers or Wags, which is where I began my morning. A special trip with a friend who has a new forever home. But first, an update on their first 6 months of existence. Very successful first 6 months.
We had a total of 544 animals come through the animal shelter, which is pretty amazing for 6 months. And out of those, we've had at least 500. Primarily, our animals do go through rescue groups, and as you can see, you know, we've got different rescues pending, so they're a lifesaver. And then we do local adoptions. We've had some animals reunited with their families, and that's the main thing, because previously we did not have that ability where the animals went straight, you know, to the county garage. But now we keep the animals as long as it takes to find them a home.
The 100% no-kill facility has already spent $18,000 on veterinarian services just in the first 6 months. So donations are their livelihood. Volunteers are their livelihood. And from fostering to transporting to sponsoring, which means you can cover with a donation some of the adoption costs to make it easier for someone else to take a new friend to their forever home. There are countless easy ways to help support the facility and make a real difference.
You just come up, and a lot of people actually will come in and look at the cats and sponsor a particular cat. And that is $25 to sponsor that cat, and that gets them a spay, neuter, and then the rabies shot and everything. And then, like I said, with a very good application, we are able to adopt out animals to good homes. You know that we began, and it's taken us about 4.5 years to get the shelter. So a lot of hard work. We've got a great board of directors who work tirelessly, just 24/7 to move these dogs. It is a 24-hour job.
One of those members of the board of directors is a man who has been a part of WOW since its very inception, and through his volunteering at the Mountain Manor Nursing Home, had the wonderful privilege today of transporting Joseph to his forever home.
It's exciting. It's a blessing to just give these animals a forever home, and we're just absolutely blessed. I've spent probably about 9 years as a volunteer at the nursing home, and the shelter asked me if I would take Joe over to them to see if they would be willing to adopt him, because they were looking for an animal for the elderly. I know what this means to them, because to see those precious people who are in that nursing home or any nursing home have a four-legged companion is just awesome. It brings tears to your eyes to see their thoughts and their minds and everything about them just light up, and they could share their love with this animal. And I watched Joe, the ones that are assigned to their beds and can't get out, they would tap on their mattress and Joe would just jump right up, and they'd just go crazy and cry. And he's been gone now for 2 weeks because he needed his shots and needed to be taken care of and stuff, and I'm sure they just can't wait for this morning to happen.
And Jeff was right, and we'll meet Joe and see his welcoming in just a few moments. But first, Lisa tells us that they've got an adoption event set for a week from this Saturday at Tractor Supply.
We have an adoption fair coming up at Tractor Supply, and that is going to be on a Saturday, February 13th. And we're going to have a special. We have a number of cats that are sponsored. So with a very good adoption application, someone would be able to take that cat home with them and make them part of their family. And even if you just want to come up here and love on the animals, they need that. They need that socialization. Because sometimes it's very frightening when they come in. The one that just came in, it's very scared out there, and so needs lots of love. We also always need foster homes. This little girl out here, my first priority today will be to find her a foster home. We love our shelter. It's a great facility. But in that case, she's a senior dog, and she needs to be in somebody's home.
And when I come back in just a few moments, I'll be with Jeff and Joe as Joe arrives at his new forever home. You'll want to see how that goes. I'll be right back. Meet Princess. Princess is a young girl that would do great indoors or out and make an excellent addition to any family. JoJo is a big UK fan and loves to run and play and will be a great partner for a game of basketball. If you'd like to give them a forever home or to learn more about how to adopt, donate, or volunteer to walk, pet, or even transport an animal to the vet or to their new home, call Whiskers or Wags, the Johnson County Animal Shelter at 297-PETS. Now for the second part of where myself and my new friends were headed after leaving Whiskers or Wags. So now it's time for all of us to meet Joe and see his new forever home. Joe is not the first dog to reside at Mountain Manor. Their last pet was a trained service dog that was called back to duty and left a big vacancy in the hearts of most everyone at Mountain Manor, a spot that Joe has obviously already filled.
We did have a pet before, and her name was Lisa, and she was a wonderful dog. And the Kentucky Crisis Center needed her back, so we gave her back, and the residents were very sad and disappointed that we had to give her back. And so we went to the Johnson County Animal Shelter and contacted them, and they brought in Joseph and let us foster him for a couple of days to see if he was going to fit in with our residents, and they were thrilled to have a pet back. Having a pet or a dog around in our case is very, very beneficial because it brings comfort to our residents. They have a companion. They buy him treats. They'll take care of him just like it was a dog at home, and he goes to the rooms and visits, and the ones that aren't able to come out to rooms, we can take the dog to them and let them have a little bit of comfort and enjoy a visit with a dog. And they, like I said, they'll buy toys for the dog. And it'll probably end up being fat from all the treats that they give him.
Oh, I love it. I love having the dog
awesome.
back.
It's awesome.
I would go look out the windows for Lisa when she'd be outside.
The best day ever to have a dog in here.
Oh, I love the dog. But I'm sure he'll be happy here because the majority of the people here really do love dogs.
That's
and
true.
we feel like that he's a part of our family.
To be honest, this was my first time to and in Mountain Manor. It's obvious, of course, that they're a pet-friendly facility, and it's also a state-of-the-art facility that offers a vast array of services that are all just a call or a short drive away.
Mountain Manor is a 126-bed skilled facility. We offer, we have a rehab to home unit with 14 private rooms that people come in, knee replacements, hip replacements or things of that nature, and they come in for therapy and they'll go home. And then we also have the outpatient therapy that they can continue their therapy there with the same therapist that know them, know their goals, know where they want to be at. We will be glad to set up tours of the building. If they even just want to walk in, we'll do that too. Someone will be happy to show them around and introduce them, and they can speak to some of the residents and see how they like it here, or some of the staff.
And while you're there, Emily says you can, of course, check on Joseph, bring him a treat, and there's always plenty of information for you to take home on Mountain Manor as well. In funeral service announcements this evening, brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, a reminder of services to be held tomorrow at 2 for Walter Lee Thompson of Staffordsville, survived by his wife Virginia Rose Wilson Thompson, daughters Rosalie and Elizabeth Marie Thompson, and Jennifer Ward. Services once again tomorrow at 2 at the Preston Funeral Home in Paintsville. 88-year-old David Henry Howard of Cincinnati passed away on the 3rd, yesterday's date. Formerly of McGoffin County, he was married to Brondell Reed Howard, who preceded him in death. He's survived by sons Arvil Arnett and Arnold Howard, and a daughter, Della Faye Adkins. Visitation will be after 5 o'clock tomorrow, and then prior to services, they'll begin Saturday afternoon at 1, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Burial will be afterwards at the Howard Cemetery at Whit Branch. We've also learned of the passing tonight of Thomas Ryan Skip Salyer, 66 of Flat Fork Road in McGoffin County, who passed away yesterday. The former sheriff of McGoffin County was married to Goldie Salyer, who survives, and he's also survived by his son Thomas. Visitation will be after 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. It will continue all day Saturday, and then prior to Sunday's services, they'll start at 1 o'clock. Visitation and services from the Sagersville Funeral Home, with burial at the Bluegrass Cemetery in Sagersville following. Just a couple of quick reminders as we turn to following announcements on our McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Don't forget, our friends at Kearney Free Will Baptist will be picking and grinning this Saturday at 7, and this is your invitation. Remember to call to get reservations whether you're going to eat in or dine out at the annual Sweetheart Banquet at the Burning Fork Community Church. That will be Saturday, February the 13th, a week from this Saturday, but get your name in the hat or on the list soon because hundreds of other folks will be doing so as well. 3 to 8, Saturday the 13th. And for birthdays, calendar, and other announcements, get them to us. We'll tell everyone about them. Mail, email, Facebook, phone, fax, or drop them off here at the studio. And remember to catch our programming the following day on our website at yournewstoday.com.
You lose, me personally, the best big guy in the 15th region. I might be a little prejudiced, but I think he's the best center in the 15th region. Now, if he's out, Dalton Peters, Ryan Mullins, Tyler Fitzpatrick, everybody has to step their game up inside for us. We have to come together more as a team because he's dominant. You know, he's a good rebounder, he's a good scorer, he's a good defender.
And heartbreaking news from the Hornet bench tonight. Senior guard number 23, Jacob Isaac, is out. It turns out what was thought to be a minor injury was a torn ACL and MCL. It will require surgery, and it will mean the end of his high school basketball career. The senior will be a part of senior ceremonies this evening, senior night at the McGoffin County High School, but I'm sure a heavy night on his heart and that of his family and his team. A big part of this team and a big force to be dealt with under the goal, and his career, sadly, will subside to injury. We'll hope to talk more with the Hornets and find out more as I'm looking at what is an increasing list of young athletes in just the past year and a half in McGoffin County who have suffered similar injuries. It is senior night tonight. Those ceremonies began at 6, tip-off between the Hornets and Morgan County at 7:15. If you can't make it, you can make it here for highlights tomorrow night. But lastly, tonight, your Licking Valley RECC forecast. 20 degrees tonight, 36 right now, and holding if you're catching the early show. And those cloudy skies giving way to clear ones, becoming clear tonight. We do have a west wind, 3 to 5 miles per hour. Just a pretty much average evening. Tomorrow, pretty much average, but that's not a bad thing. 43, sunny skies. It will be clear start to finish on your Friday. And there is some good news here, and it begins tomorrow with 43 and sunny, and it gets better with 49 and partly sunny on your Saturday. Right now for the weekend, a calm wind becoming west-southeast, maybe 5 miles per hour on your Saturday. That's as severe as it gets. So close to 50 and some sunshine. Calm winds and partly cloudy skies will continue Saturday night. Wrapping up your weekend, 50 and mostly sunny skies on your Sunday. Now, that's the end of it, okay? Enjoy the next 3 days because we're going back to winter thereafter. Hey, it is the 1st of February in Kentucky. So mostly sunny, 50 on your Sunday, just above freezing Sunday night. But Sunday night signals the change. We will hear polar vortex. You'll hear an upper level low overhead. We'll see some moisture. And a combination of that and some more factors throughout all of next week will give us continued chances of snowfall. So 50 Sunday, mostly sunny, a chance of some showers Sunday night to the tune of about 40%. I expect those to be wet. The chances for some white stuff starts in on Monday. Monday, a chance of rain and some snow showers. We'll see temperatures around 40 degrees, dipping to 24 that night, and pretty much a chance of some snow intermittently Monday throughout maybe most all of next week, and that will give us a possibility of some accumulating snowfall, kind of sparse here and there, but it could add up to an inch or two, and some more snow days for students. I'm going to wrap it up for myself this evening. I'm off to senior night at the McGoffin County High School. Big night of high school basketball will follow ceremonies, and we'll have other headlines, including indictments released earlier today when we see you back here for tomorrow's program, wrapping up this week, hopefully with you alongside on Your News Today. Good night, and thanks for watching.